Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the New Starters Perspective series. This is where I get a chance to speak to those who have recently joined Veramed to find out what their first 6 months have been like. Today, I'm joined by Stephen. Stephen, hello, and welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Himesh. Pleasure to be here.
So let's get started. So why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about your job role and how your first 6 months have been?
Yeah, so I am a programmer too. I started with a bit over 6 months now. I started around June. I'm currently working in the VIP project. So my main day-to-day tasks are ADaM programming, TFL programming, and then contributing to sort of macro development. And then if there's any utility macros that need debugging, I sort of contribute there as well when I can. The past 6 months have been, past 9 months now, have been really good. Really enjoyed it. Everyone's really friendly here. I think everybody on this podcast has said that consistently.
Yes, they have.
Every time I hear it, that we're just really friendly and kind, and it's true. So I'm going to say the same thing.
Excellent. Glad to know that you're feeling the same way. And for those listening, our VIP is our internal systems that we have our internal projects on.
We should have clarified that.
Right. So you are currently home-based. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, I'm home-based in Northern Ireland.
Have you always been home-based, or is this something relatively new to this job?
That's funny. I was actually thinking about this earlier. So it's 3 years from lockdown now. Prior to lockdown, I was doing like a hybrid role where I was working 3 days from the office and 2 days at home. So I was a bit of a trendsetter. And then lockdown, I've just been working from home for 3 years. This will be my third company now where I've been working from home. So I'm well used to it. So
I take it you're quite used to it now. How was it, the sort of onboarding process, like with you being at home in Northern Ireland? And obviously we're Twickenham based.
Oh, the onboarding base, it was really good because I remember during the interview that I said that I would really like to come over just to get the connection, because there is sometimes when you're working from home, there is a sort of disconnect, or you feel like a slight distance from the company because you're not there day to day and you don't see everybody. So yeah, Veramed were very good, as in they let me come over for a couple of days, introduce people. I think I met yourself. We had lunch. It was great.
We did, yeah.
And met a lot of faces from people that I would then work with in the future, and people that I just kind of see at meetings. And it's just really nice to have that connection, and just to get to know people as opposed to just being this random background figure.
Yes.
Just from home in a different country. So
I suspect like sort of the daily standard meetings that we have for our project, they help as well, because you get to speak to people every day, like a general conversation with everyone within the study team.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's great because that's it. Yeah. You just feel like you're as close to being in office without actually being in office.
Yes, exactly.
Because there's a mixture of people that are either working from home or being in office or at the office at the time. And I think the only upside, if there is an upside for lockdown, is that it did facilitate that sort of hybrid model of working from home and office to the point where it's not as impossible that it would have been even 4 or 5 years ago.
No, exactly. I feel the same way, because if I'm in the office or if I'm working from home, my day isn't any different, other than
exactly
like someone makes the coffee for me when I'm in the office. And when I'm at home, I've got to do it myself. So it's not a big difference anymore. So how did you find the recruitment process?
The recruitment process was really good. So I think I remember at the time I was going on holiday, and then I did the usual process, and they set it up where it was going to be back to back. So you'd have your interview, and then you have the HR interview straight after. And I do get a bit anxious when it comes to interviews, as probably everybody does. So I was like, oh, that's going to be a long day. But it was probably one of the, I mean this sincerely, probably one of the nicest interviews I've ever had. It was just very down to earth. It was just a casual conversation. It felt like a casual conversation, even though it was an interview at the same time. But they were just really nice. I felt just so relaxed, and it was just great.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear a lot of people say the same thing, of just nice, smooth process and clear communication, and everybody feels at ease, which is good, because when you're nervous, sometimes it's hard to show like your actual skills and knowledge.
Yeah, there's a lot of, sometimes you just do word vomit and you're just hoping that you say something that might be right.
Yes, exactly. Do you have any sort of tips for anyone who's thinking of joining Veramed that would like to be home-based? Any tips in general? Like maybe not just the home-based people, but...
I would just say, yeah, well, working from home, it depends. If you're not used to working from home, it does take a slight transition. I would definitely get like an office space for yourself, just to kind of focus and just, this is where I'm going to work. Kind of like, yeah, like a simulation of the office, to be fair. But fine, no, like once you do it for a few weeks, you get very used to it, and it's perfectly fine. And a company like Veramed are very good at facilitating, like I was just saying, about setting up and talking to people and communication, and it's sort of effortless. You wouldn't really notice any difference. So yeah, working from home is absolutely fine.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Stephen, for joining me on the podcast. I'm sure I'll get you back at some point to do one of the longer episodes, and we can delve a bit more into yourself. But yeah, thank you all very much for listening. If you would like to be notified for any future episodes, please subscribe to us on Spotify, iTunes, or whichever platform you are using. If you would like to know more about Veramed, please visit our website at veramed.co.uk, or you can find us on LinkedIn. If you have any questions about Veramed, please feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm always happy to help. You can also find us on YouTube and Instagram at We Are Veramed. Thank you all very much for listening, and until next time, goodbye.